So this is action item 10A on the motion for reconsideration of raising the flag of the People's Republic of China. If you have any cards, or if you wish to speak on this topic, please provide your cards now to Marion Honda, our clerk. Once we accept all the cards and start speaking, we won't be taking additional speaker cards, so you have a deadline to submit them. We'll put that later. Yeah. Okay, so the way this comes to us under the charter is because I suspended the previous council's decision. It comes back to us pursuant to under the charter as a motion for reconsideration. You know, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. I mean, this was all great intentions, but we've spent probably 4+ hours on something that's completely outside of our city goals, and it's really taken us away from other work that we need to do. It was tremendous burden to staff when they were getting all the phone calls and protests and opposition to the flying of the flag. The reason why I used the power to suspend it was not because I disagreed with the decision. Obviously, I stated my reasons and I lost. And there's been other times where there's been 4-3 votes or 5-2 votes or 6-1 when I've been in the minority and I haven't used the power. But the reason why I used the power was because we were going to have a major protest and we were going to have to bulk up our police force to staff that, to handle it. And for what? Simply to raise the flag here at City Hall? If the whole purpose was to honor the community, to promote greater understanding and diversity, well, that could be achieved by having the event in a park. And I suggested that we do it at Root Park, and ultimately it was done down at the marina, and it sounded like it was a wonderful event, and it achieved those purposes. So why are we just trying to shove a square through a circle in trying to get a policy here that ultimately makes no sense whatsoever? And the reason why I suggested this to go to the Human Services Commission is that they're here to address the social needs of the community. Now, over time, they've focused very much on allocating the funds that we have for the nonprofits, but their broader purview is to address issues of social needs of the community, and that's ultimately what I see this. I truly respect the views of those that say that this is to fly the flag of their homeland, is to celebrate their heritage and to promote their culture and to recognize their unity. I agree with that. I disagree with the policies of the Chinese government, and that's why I did not want that flag flown here at City Hall. But I really think that it's wrong for us to try to go down the path of trying to fly the flags of other nations that's at our City Hall. I think it's much better if we develop a policy or practice for allowing groups to use city parks if they wish to come forward and fly flags there, and if need be, whether we do it at Root Park and construct a second flagpole there, because we already have one, or maybe somewhere else, to allow these ceremonies so that both nations, the US and the other nation's flag, can be flown. But, I'm just not really a fan at all of assigning this to a council committee. I think that we have, as a group, botched this, and there's no reason for us to spend more time without involving the committee in this, and I think the Human Services Commission would be the appropriate commission to handle this. For the audience, what's going to happen is that the council will ultimately create a subgroup of the council to review both whether to create a policy with respect to the raising of foreign nations' flags, and then if yes, what that actual policy will be, and also look at a broader topic of how do we honor and celebrate the different diverse groups within our city. Is that a fair summary? Okay. And this will come maybe at our next council meeting, the actual formation of the committee, or possibly a subsequent one. Okay, thank you very much for coming tonight and sharing your views.